What's up, guys? Guess who's back? I think people saw me doing that, but it's fine. Why was I concerned about people seeing me do that when I'm literally recording this for people to watch on the internet? Okay, sometimes we can be self-conscious about the most unnecessary things. Anyway guys, welcome back to YouTube channel Pyjama Vlogs Nune, who does not consistently do things and comes back with an excuse after almost 6 months. Don't judge me. You don't know my life. Enough of wasting time, but guys, I just want to tell you, wow, what a season it has been. Ugh. So if you're not aware, in my last video, which was a couple months ago, probably July, I was just starting my 3rd year here at Hillsong College. 3rd year, guys. I'm in my 3rd year, and I just finished my 3rd year 1st semester, and I'm going into 3rd year 2nd semester in like 2 months, which is crazy to me because time has gone by so fast, but I've learned so much. God has been so good, and I've just grown a lot, and I'm so thankful to God. So in the last few months, one of the biggest things that was highlighted, at least for me, was my mental health. Like, so if you've known me, if you've heard my story before, I've dealt with a lot of mental health stuff growing up, especially in the last 6-7 years, like depression, anxiety, panic attacks, my whole thing with like suicide and all of that stuff. And to this day, God has been so good, and He's just been giving me strength and grace to stay strong and to, you know, power through life. But that's not to say that these things don't come back every now and then again, and it just means that I have better strength, and I know how to deal with it better. And the last few months I noticed that my anxiety really started to resurface again, and that's why I wanted to talk about it. One of the things about living with anxiety, or knowing someone that lives with anxiety, you have to know it's very, very annoying and crippling. Like, even doing the most basic things, like getting out of your bed, brushing your teeth, taking a shower, eating food, all of these simple tasks that you should do without any prompt becomes such a Herculean task that, like, it's so difficult. And forget about going out and living your life. It's so hard, but the fact is that that becomes your reality. But this is something that I realized over the last few months, is that, and this could be an encouragement for anyone that deals with anxiety and depression and all of that stuff. So anxiety may be your reality, but peace is your identity. And that's just something that stayed with me, is that, yeah, anxiety is something, it's something that happens to me, it's something that I go through, but it is not me. I have peace in me that God has blessed me with. I have peace in me because of Jesus. I have peace in me because of the Holy Spirit. And I get to live a life of peace, even though anxiety is just coming at me sometimes. That being said, I wanted to talk about 3 quick points. First of all, eliminate all external factors. Now, when I say this, you know, with anxiety, it's so important, even with depression and stuff, it's so important to be able to identify the source. And I know sometimes that's not entirely possible. There have been seasons in my life where I was depressed and I don't even know why. I was just severely depressed. I remember I was in the 11th grade or 12th grade, and I went into the slump of depression for like a couple months, and I just didn't know where it was from. I just didn't. But majority of the times, you will have a source for your anxiety or depression. One of the things that I did over the past few months was to eliminate all external factors. So for example, I was like, okay, I want to make sure that my schedule is not the reason for my anxiety. I want to make sure... There's someone at the door. Like I said, I wanted to remove all external factors. So I want to make sure that my schedule was not the reason, my assignments were not the reason, and just relationships were not the reason, and all of that stuff. I want to encourage you, it's so important to do this. For example, like I normally try to get all my assignments done way ahead of time. And so I kept that up this semester as well. I made sure that I normally never use a planner, but I made sure that I try to use a planner for most of my weeks, like, and I scheduled out people that I was meeting. I made sure that I slotted in when I could work at my job, my part-time job, and stuff like that. I decluttered my room. I normally keep rearranging the furniture in my room every now and then, just because for some reason that seems to help my mind better. Like what you're seeing behind me, this was the setup in my last video, which was 6 months ago, I think, but actually the whole setup in here has changed at least like 2 or 3 times within this like few months. Anyway, so in eliminating all these external factors, I was able to realize that, oh, the source of anxiety was actually coming from inside of me, which was I was dealing with a lot of self-confidence, guys. You guys, like, my self-confidence was at an all-time low, and so that became the source of my anxiety. Like, insomnia just hit me. I couldn't sleep because I was like, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to do anything in the future? Oh my gosh, am I actually able to fulfill these goals and dreams that God has put in my heart? My gosh, can I be a successful person? Can I be a great friend, a son, a brother, possibly a husband and father in the future? Like, all these things just hit me at once, and it just crippled my self-confidence, and anxiety just started welling up, and so it was just so important for me to rule out all external factors. And once I knew that this was coming from within, I started to be able to deal with it, which flows into point number 2, which is talk to someone. I was able to message some good friends of mine and reach out to some people, and I'm privileged. Here at college and at church, we have like a pastoral care system where you're able to get in touch with people and like have pastoral care sessions. So I was able to do that as well, and just talk to them about like my anxiety, and just people were just speaking so much life into me. I was able to get books that helped me. I was able to like just watch even like inspiring videos on YouTube, or to like just listen to inspiring music, working on my craft and all of that. And yeah, I just realized how important it was to talk to people and engage yourself in community. Because the thing with mental health and the thing with anxiety and depression is that it seeks to isolate you, and once it is able to isolate you, that's where it gets full control. And I realize I'm talking about anxiety and panic and attacks and depression like it's a person, but it does feel like that. It feels like an external being that's controlling you. But yeah, I was just able to talk to people, and that's what I want to encourage you to do. Just get someone in your life. I promise you there's at least 2 people, not 1, 2 people that care about you and that are willing to go above and beyond to help you. So find those people. I used to think that people didn't care about me, but like that was a lie from the pit of hell, and I rebuked that, and I rebuke that for you, that people care about you and people love you. It's not to say that I have not talked to people about it in the past, like I've done therapy and all those things, but in the past, like, and I was also younger, so it felt like I was more forced to do that, and I was asked to do it rather than me wanting to do it. Whereas this time around, when my anxiety started coming up, I made a conscious decision, and I took the step myself to be like, no, I draw the line here, and I'm gonna take that step to talk to someone, you know. And it didn't magically disappear, but it definitely opened the door for me to walk into better healing and freedom. So talk to someone. And the last point is for my friends and family and people that watch this that don't deal with anxiety or depression, but let's face it, in this day and age, everyone seems to deal with at least some form of like depression or anxiety, and it's hard because that's just the age we're in. Guys, it baffles my mind. Anyway, if you know someone in your world, and chances are that there will at least be one person in your world that deals with severe anxiety, panic attacks, depression, and you know, mental health stuff. I kid you not, you may not know, and your friends or family may not be saying it, but there is at least one person in your world, in your close circle, that will be dealing with this, because that's just the reality that we live in right now. And I bring that up is because it's so important to educate ourselves. We're in a day and age where resources and education is just available at the snap of a finger, you know what I mean? And so I think with that privilege, it would be a failure on our part. Forgive me if I sound harsh or direct, but it would be a failure on our part if we did not educate ourselves, or if you did not teach yourself with what is going on in the world, and especially mental health being at an all-time high right now. It's so important that every person, whether you go through it or not, whether you know someone or not, chances are you do, educate yourself with what it means to live with a mental health disorder, what it means to be someone that struggles with mental health, and just equip yourself. I'm not saying everyone drop what you're doing and go become a full-time psychologist, psychiatrist, study counseling and everything, but it's like learning first aid. You don't have to go to med school or go to nursing school to learn first aid. That's just stuff that you learn. It's a life skill. So it's pretty much like that. Like just equip yourself with information as much as possible so that you can help people, and by doing so we can create a large network of people who know what it means to live with these mental health issues, and you also have the tools to be able to help people, to be able to direct people to the right people to get the help. So thanks guys for listening to my rant about mental health. It's not even a rant, it's just something that's close to my heart. But all this to say that your boy is coming back, and there will be more content in the next few weeks and months and days to come. So pray for me that I don't get lazy. Please pray for me that I don't get lazy. I need y'all's help.